Hello everybody, and welcome to this tutorial on sets in Python. In this video, we'll discuss what sets are, how to create them, and some of the basic things you can do with them. So first off, what is a set in Python? A set is an unordered collection of unique elements. Sets are very similar to lists, but they cannot contain duplicate elements. Sets are just like arrays from other programming languages, but only with unique items. Sets are one of the most powerful and useful data structures in Python, and they allow us to perform operations like intersection, union, and the difference between multiple sets. Let's go ahead and start off by creating a simple set in Python. So first off, we'll go ahead and create a set underscore one variable, and we'll set it equal to set. And this is one way that you can declare an empty set. But another way to declare a set is to use empty curly braces. Sets are comma separated for each value, so meaning if we did something like 1, 2, 3, this will be declared as a set. So we'll go ahead and change this up into a fruit set with apple, banana, and orange. Now that we have a set, what can we do with it? Well, we can perform a variety of operations on the set. First up, we can add new items to the set. So we can have our fruit set and we can type dot add, open and close parentheses, and the value that we want to add. So in this case, let's do grape. And then we will go ahead and print this fruit set with our added value in it. So whenever we go ahead and run it, we do get apple, grape, orange, and banana. And we can see our grape has been added into it. Now, if you try adding another element of the exact same kind, nothing will happen because sets can only have one of each value inside of it. And whenever we call this dot add method, it does update it in place, meaning that we don't have to reassign the value to it. So if this wasn't updated in place, we'd have to do something like fruit set equals fruit set dot add grape. But in this case, we don't need to since it does update in place. And if you do recall from the video about lists, when you have a list, you can index it using the open and close square brackets and putting an index or a range of indexes inside. So something like this to access the second element, since it goes 0, 1, 2. But whenever we try and run this, it actually does not work for sets because sets are not subscriptable, which means you cannot index them. So whatever you can do for lists having these open and closed square brackets does not work on a set. So if you do remember from lists, we could do something like fruit set of 0 equals our new value, and let's say grape. And if we go ahead and run it, we do get an error here because assigning by just getting the index value like in a list does not work with sets. So if we want to be able to add multiple elements to our set without having to call dot add each time, we can use the dot update method, which inside here will take a list of the items that we want to add to it. So whenever we go ahead and run it, we do get that new updated list with pear and kiwi added in there. And now we could change this to a set instead, and if we go ahead and run it, we do get the same output. And this update method does apply the change in place, meaning again, we don't have to reassign the value. So if we want to take out elements from our set, we can use the dot remove method. If we go and type dot remove open and close parentheses, we can then specify the element we want to remove. So in this case, we will remove the apple from the fruit set, and we'll go ahead and run it. And we can see down here that we do just get banana and orange with no apple in it. This also does apply the change in place. If we do try to remove an element that's not currently in our set, it will return a key error. So we can go ahead and run this right here, and we can see that there is a key error for the tomato since the tomato is not originally in our fruit set. Another cool thing we can do is we can actually copy a set using the dot copy method. So we can go ahead and make a variable called copy set, and we'll set it equal to fruit set dot copy. And let's say in this copied set we want to add strawberries to it. And we will go ahead and print out our fruit set in our copied set. And we can see that our copy set does have strawberries in it. And so this copy method does create a shallow copy of the original fruit set. And a shallow copy is just copying the reference to each item in the set instead of making a deep copy, which is completely duplicating all the values. But that is a concept for another video. Another cool thing we can do is we can find the intersection between two sets, which means we could find all the items that are in both sets. So we'll go ahead and declare a vegetable set, and we'll set it equal to carrot, celery, and tomato. And then we will go ahead and print fruit set dot intersection of our vegetable set. And whenever we go ahead and run it, we can see there is no output, and it is essentially an empty set because there is no value that is in both of the sets at the same time. And so if we were to add tomato to our fruit set and we go ahead and run it, we do get a set of just tomato since that is in both of our sets. We can also use the union method to find the unique values from both sets. So instead of intersection, if we type union and we go ahead and run it, and you can see it is a combined set of all the values here. Similarly, we can find the difference between two sets by using the dot difference method. So we go ahead and do fruit set dot difference of our vegetable set, and we go ahead and run it. And you can see we get all of the values that are in fruit set, but not in the vegetable set. So apple, banana, and orange are not in the vegetable set, and that's why we are getting it returned down here. And so another thing we can do with sets is we can actually convert from a list to a set back to a list to remove all of the duplicate values inside of a list. Let me show you an example. Here we have a variable mylist, and it is equal to a list of 3 zeros, 3 ones, and 3 twos. Now let's say there's a case where you want to find all unique values in a list. And so we'll go ahead and print out this list. So whenever we run it, we do see that it does print out our list full of all the zeros, ones, and twos. And so in this case, we'll go ahead and set our list equal to set, open and close parentheses with our list passed in as an argument. This will convert our list into a set. So whenever we go ahead and run it again, you can see we do get a set of 0, 1, and 2. And since sets can't have duplicate values, this will find us all the unique values within our list. And so we can simply convert this back into a list by saying my list is equal to list of my list. This will convert the set back into a list, and whenever we go ahead and run it, now we get our list of just unique values without all the duplicates like we see above. And so we can write this a little bit shorter by simply calling list open parenthesis of set open parenthesis of my list and then close parentheses respectively. And this will produce the same output. Another cool thing is we can see if elements are in a set just like in lists by using the in keyword. So we can go ahead and print apple in fruit set. And if we run it, we do get true since apple is in our fruit set. But if we did something like to see if our grape is in our fruit set, we go ahead and run it and we get false. Well, and that's a basic introduction to sets in Python. With sets, we can perform a variety of powerful operations and manipulate data in new and interesting ways. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe.